Hi, everybody. It's Betsy Walker here. Friday, Good Friday for all of you who celebrate Easter. Let's all be together on that one. It's been a rough year, right? And so we're looking forward to the newness of Easter. So anyway, welcome to my broadcast this week. I'm really excited. Some of the information I'll be sharing in the coming weeks leading up to my challenge, which will be happening in May. I had originally hoped to do it in April, but it looks like it's going to be in May. So stay tuned. Very soon I'll be putting information out for that. You'll want to join it. It's going to be really fun. A great experience for everybody learning how to actually reverse aging. So lots of different tips and things I want to be sharing over that week. And so I hope you will engage and just take it in. So today, as I mentioned in my post on Facebook, is that I'm going to be talking about increasing energy, sleep, and that motivation, that drive. So I'm really talking to people that are kind of middle-aged, right? Maybe men at a little farther end of that, because men kind of experience this a little bit later in life than we women do. So, and I'm not going to say the M word, but that's what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about what the changes that we discover happen actually really quick, but they're actually happening much before we actually feel the effects as our bodies change and our hormonal levels change. So a couple of those things that I just mentioned, the sleep and the energy and the drive, those are just really big things that I hear a lot of. And I see people out there just trying so many different things that don't work. And I've tried a few myself. So I want to kind of give you some tips, so as we enter this phase, there's so many things that kind of go together, right? So when we're not sleeping, of course, we have lower energy. And when we have lower energy, we don't want to exercise. And, it's just like this vicious cycle that we go through, right? And it's not fun. And you're wondering, okay, well, how do I attack this? And then, on top of that, we start to feel like, maybe we weren't supposed to be doing those things that we were doing before. Maybe we're getting too old for that, which breaks my heart, because we need to keep living. We need to live to our fullest, as much as we can, because that keeps us young. Having that drive and having that desire for the next thing, to do the next thing, it'll keep us young. So I don't want people to say, okay, I'm getting too old and I can't do this or I can't do that. No, we do have to change things a little bit. And I'll be talking about that in my upcoming lives, because as you all know, I'd work a lot with people's bodies and injury, and how to prevent injury, how to keep strong, all these things that, start to happen in our middle ages that we go through. So sleep is so huge, right? If we lose sleep, that's when our body regenerates itself, and we need that sleep. And we find during this time that it's just harder to sleep. Sometimes we don't go to sleep on time. Maybe we lie there and flip and flop. Or maybe we go to sleep and we wake up in the middle of the night, with those wonderful leg cramps or hot flashes, or, not just totally awake in the middle of the night for no reason. Or what I've experienced a lot is that it doesn't matter when I go to sleep, I still wake up exactly at 5:30 in the morning. Don't have to set an alarm, right? It's like, it's a great thing, but it's also a curse. It's like, gosh, if I could just have another half hour, it would make all the difference. So what we have to do is we have to sleep better. We have to know how to get into that deep REM sleep and sleep better. So that's a key that I found is really important, because that deep REM sleep is where our body really gets into that healing mode. And we're, into those brain waves that just help our body recover from, the toxins that we're, hitting ourselves with, not on purpose, but our world, the stress that we've had during the day. If we've exercised and maybe we're really sore, whatever it is, we're fighting illness, or we're trying to, you kind of push ourselves a little bit more, but then we get really tired. So we want to actually increase the benefits that we're getting from sleep. And I've done a lot of different things, and I try different things in combination with other things, so that, because we're all very different, right? And that's one of my approaches is, let's find the custom, approach for you. And that's why, coaching is a good idea, because then you get that customized approach. But I like to, on these lives, I like to kind of give you some things that you can really like grab onto and do. So one of the things that I do a lot is just some really good deep breathing. And I find in working with people is that we don't know how to breathe, right? Breathing is like one of the things that we take for granted. But I find that most people breathe from up here. They're not breathing from their whole body, right? They're not filling their whole diaphragm. So when the diaphragm fills, it's like a cylinder. The bottom goes down, the top goes up, and it fills, right? But what's happening is people are just doing this. They're just doing the top part. They're going like that, and they're getting too much oxygen. So we need a CO2, O2 balance, which is why, some people that practice yoga, it's so healthy because they learn how to breathe. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and learn yoga, but it is a good practice. But we can on our own practice breathing. So I really encourage you to lie down in bed at night and just spend some time relaxing, and put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and breathe into that low belly hand. And then let the air go up to the chest, and then slowly breathe out. Okay. And then the other tip is breathe in through your nose, and then out. You can breathe through your mouth or your nose, but go slower. So you want to breathe in at a shorter time and out a longer time. So try 4 breaths in, 6 breaths out. Okay. And then you can start to lengthen that time by holding it at the top, and then exhaling those 6 counts out and holding it at the bottom, and then slowly lengthen that time. So as you build up for that, and I'm telling you, you have to build up to it, because at first it's really awkward. After you do that, you're gonna start just feeling more relaxed. You're gonna get the right balance, and you're gonna set yourself up for better sleep. Okay, so that's one thing. A lot of these things you may have heard before. You don't want to eat a big meal before bed. Really want to have your meal, long before you go to bed, and have a light meal in the evening. So those are really important things. If you do have to eat before bedtime, eat something with some good fat, not a lot of carbs before bedtime. So those are some tips that are helpful. Now, the thing with energy, right, is if we have a good night's sleep, we're going to have more energy in the morning. But energy also is related to whether we exercise, and that also is related to how we sleep, right? So it's like that vicious cycle, and that's why I've combined these together. So it's really important to do some kind of exercise every day. And so I always tell people something is always better than nothing. So sometimes we get these big goals like, oh my gosh, I got to go do this workout, and I got to, do an hour or go to the gym or whatever, but it doesn't have to be that. So if you run out of time and you can't do your planned exercise, do something. I mean, even if it's 10 minutes of squats or 10 minutes of, just stretching, anything to move your body. So that is my go-to all the time. Got to make sure I move my body some way every day. And then it's not always a big workout. I don't always have time. I have recently gotten into doing, and this is into more of the exercise thing, which I'm going to talk about in another live, but getting into doing more high intensity, shorter duration, exercise videos, what they call HIIT exercises. Now you have to be careful because you don't want to get hurt. So you need to do like low impact or something, to get used to it at first. And then as you, if you're healthy and your body's not, prone to injury, you can up it up and do more of that more intensity stuff. But, working out like that for half an hour is amazing. So I will often like go to YouTube and I'll just, Google, or not Google, but do in the search box, Pilates HIIT exercises or low impact HIIT workout or something like that. And I usually get something that's pretty good. So you can do that. It's a great way to get some exercise at home. Now, obviously, we're getting into better weather. We can go out. If you're walking or doing something, and jogging is not good for you, you can fast walk. You can stop and you can go to some stairs and go up and down. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do just to get your heart rate up. You want to get your heart rate up for like 40 seconds and then take a 10-second break, and then 40 seconds and 10-second break. And you want to do that for about 15 minutes, take a minute break or so in the middle, and then do it again. So that you have that more high intensity and you're getting your heart rate up. It's super, super great. So I'm going to move on because I don't want to get too much down that rabbit hole with exercise. We'll cover that in more detail in the future. So energy is going to be increased as we get that exercise every day. And you just got to be creative and get that in. So sleep and exercise and motivation. So the next piece is the motivation to get going. And that, as we lose our hormones and stuff, we just don't seem to have that push that we used to have. And, I see it a lot with some of my, clients that start to move from the 50s into the 60s, and then in the 60s and the 70s, it's even more so. So we want to keep that energy. And part of that is when we exercise, we actually increase that testosterone, which is where we get some of that drive from. So that's one thing, it's a benefit, right? You get that natural and also that natural high. So that makes you want to do it more. So those three things really go together, I think. And so, I promised in my my post, and if you are on StreamYard, please give me permission, or give StreamYard permission to, to see your comments, because I want to see all of you who are commenting and who are commenting after this. I'm going to do a drawing for my sleep hack. So sometimes when all these other things I've mentioned don't work, I have a few sleep hacks. I use essential oils, and I'll just tell you, I use cedarwood. I like fennel. I like citrus oils in my diffuser. Those things really seem to help me slow down and sleep well. The cedarwood actually helps your body make its own melatonin, so it's just wonderful. The fennel is for hormonal stuff, and then the citrus just is really like it calms me and it's uplifting. I just love the smell of citrus. If you don't like citrus, you could use lavender. There's lots of different things that you could add to that, and frankincense is another one. Lavender and frankincense and citrus are nice together as well. So lots of options in the diffuser. And you can go to the health food store and get some supplements that are natural. I suggest you don't use sleep aids. Those are toxic. They're not good. They can be habit forming. So the natural stuff is obviously better. I think sometimes we take too much melatonin and then our body doesn't make it. So we want our body to make it. But like I said, I have a really cool little hack. It's called there's sleep strips. If you've ever seen these, they're just awesome. And like I said, I'm going to give some of these away. So you want to comment so that you can try them. They've got some really good stuff in it. They have L-theanine, 5-hydroxy tryptophan, and melatonin. I may have said that wrong, tryptophan. But this is what's in it. And the cool thing, I'm going to show you guys, the cool thing with this is that all you have to do is you pull it out. I'm not going to put it in my mouth, but there's a little strip in there. You put it on your tongue or the side of your cheek and it melts. So it's sublingual, which means that it works really fast. And it goes into your blood system just super fast. And this really helps me get very deep sleep. So I use it quite often, especially if I'm like working hard all the way till bedtime, which I know is not good for me, but sometimes I do. So that's always an option for me when I need it, or say I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't seem to go back to sleep, I'll try that. Also, one thing I didn't mention is putting your headphones on and dialing up on YouTube some sleep meditation. That's something that you can fall asleep to, and it's really, really wonderful. So that can help you slow down sleep. So I have given you a ton of tips here. I have more sleep hacks that I share with my coaching clients. Too much to share today because everybody's different, and some things work for some people and some things don't. So anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to be covering a lot of these like really tough things that we go through middle age, and with the idea that we can actually reverse some of this aging that's happening to us. It's like hyper speed, and it doesn't need to be. So I hope this is helpful for you, and I look forward to interacting with you all in the group. So please comment, let me know if it was helpful. It's so helpful to me and motivational to me to have you all interacting with me in the group. So, and if you're not in the group and you're seeing this on YouTube or you're on my Facebook page, my Facebook group is called the Optimized Mind and Body. And so you can search for that, the Optimized Mind and Body, from the Facebook page, Betsy Walker Wellness. You can just click on the banner, and or just below the banner to join my group. And I'd love to have you in the group, and let me know as you join the group, what are some of your pain points? What are things that you're looking to solve in your body? All right. So I hope you have a wonderful Easter weekend if you celebrate Easter. If not, just make sure you get out, get some good exercise, take good care of yourself. And that's what we all need to do, right? Even if we are celebrating Easter, we do need to take care of our body because we only get one, right? We only get one earth body. So happy Easter for those of you who celebrate, and we'll see you next week.